Good morning, everyone. This is Charles Hayward. Again, I want to thank you for joining this morning's Masters of Mind call. Just a quick 5 to 10 minutes every Monday morning, getting us moving in towards the directions of our goals, the directions that we have set for ourselves. This morning, you guys, a story came to mind listening to one of my coaches. We've all heard the saying that success is a journey, not a destination. You know, that the journey is the price that has to be paid before the success actually comes. You know, it's a price that has to be paid by everyone. You know, it's the process of taking that one step after another, patiently and steadily towards our dreams. Which brings to mind the story of the Chinese bamboo tree that one of my coaches tells. If you've ever heard the story, it's really eye-opening. It really parallels the process that we must go through to create the lives, to create our lives the way we want them to be. You see, when you grow a Chinese bamboo tree, once you've planted the seed in the right soil, you have to water it a certain amount every single day. You know, and not for a week or 2 weeks, but for the first month, the first 3 months, the first year, every single day, you have to make sure that seed gets the right amount of water and nutrients to allow it to grow strong and healthy. You know, and during that time, you don't see any evidence that you've ever planted a seed, nothing at all. You know, and if for any amount of time you fail to give the seed what it needs, you have to start the process all over again. You know, but not just for the first year, but for the first 2 years, 3 years. For the first 5 years, you have to consistently water the seed without the slightest visible sign that you ever planted one. But after 5 years, you know, after 5 years of patient, consistent, and dedicated nurturing, you guys, the Chinese bamboo tree, over a period of about 3 to 4 weeks, will shoot up about 90 feet tall. But it would never have happened without those 5 years of consistent watering. So why do I share this story with you guys? Well, although the actions of watering the seed was of utmost importance, it wasn't the absolute most important thing in that entire process. The point that the vast majority of people overlook is that more important than the actions were the thoughts that they had to hold, which serves as the engine behind those actions. You know, those thoughts created the patience and the consistency of the actions needed to produce the results that they want. You know, I mean, if you didn't have absolute faith that a tree was going to grow, how many of us would be able to consistently water the seed for 5 years before we receive even the slightest reward for our efforts? Not very many, unfortunately. And that's exactly why most men will get to the end of their days full of regret and dissatisfaction, because they either never attempted or they quit before paying the full price of success. But a few who paid attention to the wise knowledge given to us by the Chinese bamboo tree, who understand that preparing oneself for the journey is just as important as taking the steps. Those few they're going to enjoy the fruits of their beliefs, and very likely they're going to change the world. You know, they're going to benefit all of mankind in the process. So how do we prepare ourselves? How do we prepare our minds to think the right thoughts so that our bodies can produce the right actions? Because, see, the human mind's natural tendency is to focus on the negative. You know, we tend to focus on what if I can't instead of what if I can. You know, we ask ourselves, you know, what if people laugh at me? What if I fail? My response, so what? You know, we tell ourselves we don't have the time. You know, we don't know how. I'm not used to it. You know, this isn't something that I normally do. All those excuses for mediocrity, which is basically what I like to call them. You know, is it any wonder why so many people in their years not labeled as successes. Let's put it that way. Instead, what if you were able to ask yourself, what if I can? What if this turns out more successful than I could ever have dreamed? What if you could tell yourself, I can learn how? I can find the time to make my life the way I want it to be. I can get used to doing something that I'm not currently used to doing. What if instead of dwelling on all the reasons why the journey is going to be difficult, we could train ourselves to constantly think about the blessings and the pleasures that are going to be enjoyed once the journey is complete and the goal has been met? If you can do that, you guys, then there's absolutely nothing that you can't do. For you, the word impossible will truly have no meaning at all. To accomplish this kind of control of your thoughts, though, there are four main areas in your life that you want to pay particular attention to. Four areas in your life that really make up how you think and thus why you do things the way you do them, ultimately giving you the current results in your life that you now have. One, the things that you read. Two, the things that you listen to. Three, the things that you say to yourself and others. And four, the people who you associate with. For the sake of time, we're not going to go into great detail on the four areas. We'll wait till next week, maybe another installment of the Masters of Mind to go into further detail. But everything that we subject ourselves to, you guys, and allow to take roots in our mind, ultimately foretells who we will be. As the saying goes, a person is nothing more than the sum total of their thoughts. So take control of these four areas of your life. Take control of the thoughts that you allow to call your mind home. Only then can you develop the discipline and the patience behind the actions necessary to allow your own personal Chinese bamboo tree to blossom to its greatest height. Thank you guys again for being a part of this week's Masters of Mind call. We're here every Monday morning, 9:30 a.m., same time, same line. Again, it's 559-726-1000. The PIN code 601864#. You can also find us online at facebook.com/The Masters of Mind. Until next week, you guys, remember that your destination in life is not determined by what happens to you, but rather how you respond to what happens to you. This is Charles Hayward signing off. I wish you all a wonderful day. God bless and take charge.